Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. In today's video, we're taking another very progressive step forward in the pig pasture that I'm going to switch out. No longer have Mangalitsa because they destroy it. It's okay to raise them in a situation where they destroy the ground. I mean, you can't raise them anywhere that they don't destroy the ground, but in a situation like this, when we've got a hillside and it likes to wash a little bit of dirt away, not good. So we're going to transform this into a grass pasture. My original plan was to get out and disc it. Well, it's way too wet to disc. It was covered in snow completely 2 days ago. Yesterday it all melted off, and this morning I've got a roughly 15-16 degrees with a good heavy frost on the ground in the dirt, and that's a good time to plant. I've got pure dirt. There's going to be no problem with seed soil contact. Just 2 days ago, whenever all that snow was on the ground, the boys were able to back the truck in here and load the last pig. You saw us butcher the big boar for Rusty. Well, the sow, somebody that lives away from here decided they'd like to buy it, so they loaded it up. Yesterday afternoon I come up and looked, there would have been no way to get the truck up through here, but this morning it's all froze good. I was able to get the truck up through here, and the pigs are out of it. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to plant my grass and my clover, and I bought another mix that has clovers and different grasses in it. I'm going to plant this thick enough that it should look like hair on a dog's back here in a few weeks or a month. Of course, I'm going to bring you along. I had so much snow in my truck, I had to get the seed put actually in the front. I bought this at Livingston Garden Center. This here is Kentucky 31 fescue. Not my favorite grass for grazing, but it will absolutely take hold and it'll be there. I've got some other good things for grazing. Here's my white Ladina clover. And this here's a pasture mix that's got orchard grass, fescue, Ladina clover, red clover, and ryegrass. So this is going to be a thick thatch, hopefully, soon. I'm just going to plant it rough. The ground's rough, but if you think the pigs that I put in here is going to mind, they won't. And actually, that roughness is going to help when we get those downpours of rain, keep that seed and have it not wash away. Just yesterday I talked to my Cooney people, friends of mine, and they are putting Daddy with Mama today. So in 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days, we should have some babies on the ground, and then it'll take 8 or 9 weeks to have them, weaned and stuff. So the ball's rolling. Let's get this seed in the ground. First thing I got to do is get my solo planter here. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. I love the hard case because in my past life with the cloth cases or the plastic soft cases, they always want to flop over with you. And I don't know about you, but I seem to always be doing this by myself. The hard case is amazing, and the gears of this thing, they don't strip out. The old Earthway brand and different ones I've used, I've literally had them stripped the day I bought them. I've had this thing for several years, literally no problem. I like planting grass better than wheat and clover and stuff because grass is lightweight. By the way, if you want one of these seeders, I've got them in the description to this video. They're called Solo is the brand. Really good seed spreaders. I've been using them for several years at the suggestion of a guy that used to follow my channel. All right. grass seed's going on. As you can see, we still got snow on this side where the sun didn't hit. You can tell it on that hillside over there. Anything on this side of a barrier like a hill or a piece of metal or a building is still got snow. The water washes right here, and that's not the reason we put this metal here. We put the metal to keep the pigs from being able to see back and forth and fight through the fence. And as you can see, the boar that's currently in there decided he didn't need any of that. So he ripped a bunch of that off, and he tried to get in here with this sow. He was unsuccessful, thankfully. I don't know if she's bred or not, because Big Boy was in here with her for a week or two after she had them babies. But anyway, this metal has stopped this dirt that's washed down here, and then it's piled it up right here. So it kind of leveled it out right here. So I'm definitely going to put metal back on that fence for the same purpose, keep the boar from fighting through the fence, but also to stop erosion if it happens. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start planting this. This is frozen, just like unbelievably frozen. So I'm gonna start planting this seed right in on that snow, right in on that ice and frozen dirt. I hear you, piggy. This is gonna take me a little while because this seed don't spread far. It's a lightweight seed, and I'm only getting about 8 feet of coverage here. This here's a catch pen area where we can catch them, and this here is actually their water. David got so sick and tired of them flipping their water over, he just let them have mud holes for water, and that's the way they've been drinking here for years. It used to be all up here, and then slowly but surely, they just kind of root and dig and move it down the hill. So we'll see. Hopefully the coonies that we're gonna get are not like that. Actually, he does have water for him here now. I don't always know what's going on. Right there, he's got fresh, clean water for him. Of course, it's pure ice now. This afternoon, when this thaws out, it's going to be a muddy mess. You wouldn't want to walk on it. Right now, it's the perfect time to get in here and get it sowed. Here's another catch pen where we can catch them up and keep them confined to a smaller area if we want. We've got it shelter here where they can have babies. Go ahead and sow it down. Might be a perfect spot for such a venture. And then I'm gonna jump over 8 feet and head right back down through here because we gotta get good coverage. Look who's standing at a distance watching every move I make. And you know why? He's hoping beyond hope that while I'm here, I'll kill a pig. The last two I killed here, he was on the ball to help me clean up the mess. I tell you what, he loves it. All right, the sun has popped out and it's getting up. It won't be too long. We're gonna start melting. But that's why I got a good early start on it. And I am tickled pink to have this almost done. All I like is the white Ladina clover. The reason I'm not using crimson clover, I'm sure about 20 million of you already thought, why aren't you planting crimson clover? You're the crimson clover king, McGee. Crimson clover dies in May and June. It's done. I don't want that to happen. Here, this is for pasture. This is not for cover crop. This is not going to be plowed under. Crimson clover is what I do in my cornfields. That is the key there. But if you're trying to grow clover for animals to eat, crimson clover is not your ticket. White Ladina clover and red clover. And red clover is not crimson clover. Don't be mistaken about that. This stuff here, white Ladina clover, it'll live for years and it'll just keep on growing. And it does put some nitrogen in the soil. It's not quite as good as crimson on that, but still, it's a long-term supply. And as you noticed in the previous video here, I go and I do grid work, because if I only plant one direction, it's very likely I might have a skip. So I'll go back and I'll plant this direction, and sometimes I'll even hit a diagonal. Just anything I can do to get my coverage 100%, that's what I want to do. Let's plant some clover. And I am planting, zigzagging back and forth on this one. I like my solo. I don't like it being so filthy though. That ain't coming off. I guess I'll let it fall over in red mud. Well, that's one thing we're blessed with. We might be Tennessee, but we've got Georgia clay. Oh boy. Now, if you think that this ain't a good exercise workout, carry 20 pounds of this on your back and over all this rough terrain, it's a good workout. I'm earning my bacon this morning, and let me tell you, it was good. And the boys, they all went off to help their future brother-in-law on his house. Everybody went today, including my wife. And so I'm here working today. The guy is coming today, here in just a couple hours, to pick up the big sow that was in this pasture. He's going to purchase her, and he's going to keep her as a brood hog to raise babies, crossbreeding them Mangalitses. So that's going to be good for him, good for me. Get her off of here. All right, I think maybe one more fill up will do it. I'm not 100% sure. We shall soon know, but I am planting this quite thick. I mean, this pasture, as you probably noticed, between the grass and the clover and all this ryegrass and stuff, thick as the hair on a dog's back. And that is very intentional, because I want this to get as close to 100% ground cover as quickly as possible to avoid erosion, to keep it from allowing the sun to dry the ground out too much, and to also help suppress weeds. Believe it or not, weeds have already started growing out here. It's unreal how vicious or vigorous weeds can be. Nothing can outperform a weed. They're already growing even though this is frozen. It's absolutely unbelievable. If you wonder why I've got this, yes, I've got some issues with my pump. You're going to see a video coming up where I had a little something happen. But anyway, I got to get out here and finish planting this, because I got to be ready for this guy when he comes to get the pig. And this is going to be beautiful. here in just a couple hours. This here's gonna be muddy enough to pretty much be unwalkable. It would be awful. I believe germination is gonna be pretty high on this. I really hope so anyway. And knowing Tennessee, we're probably gonna get a rain pretty soon. All right, that's got it. Got a little bit of clover seed left, a little bit of grass seed left. I'll probably use that over at the other side of the property where I plant hay. I've got some ground over there that needs a little more coverage where I cut hay. And so that's it for here. We've got it done. This is a huge step in the process. Our New Year's resolution of changing this pasture into a grass pasture. Let me tell you a couple reasons why. Number one, I think the erosion is unacceptable here. We've got to take care of that. We're losing a lot of topsoil. Number two, and I think this may be the main reason I'm doing it personally, I really like the idea of having an animal, a pig, that can really sustain itself on grass and maybe some house scraps. Probably give them a little corn along too, but not much. We feed a lot of corn. Let's say something happens and they stop selling corn. Then what are we gonna do? Let's think about that. What if there's some kind of a collapse and they don't, or you know, they could in the Midwest, they could have a terrible drought this year, just whatever. There's a number of things that could happen to make corn either astronomically expensive or unavailable. An animal like this, what I'm planning on raising, would give you a very big advantage over a pig that relies mainly on corn. So that's where I'm aiming. Not because I'm scared, I just like to be prepared for the contingencies. And so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm hoping to show you in a few weeks a field here, instead of looking like an absolute war zone just took place, a beautiful grass, a beautiful clover. Let's hope that it germinates good and comes up good. But that's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.